Let's talk about a feeling I think we all know, that sense of being totally drained even when you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. We're going to explore why that happens and look at a really different way to think about it.
So you're doing all the things, right? You're eating clean, you're trying to move your body, you're hustling at work, you're putting in all this effort, but that feeling of real energy, that deep vitality, it's just not there. And it's so frustrating, isn't it? It feels like you're missing some crucial piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, this is what we can call the high effort, low energy paradox. You're putting in maximum effort, but you're getting back minimum energy. It's like you're spinning your wheels in the mud. Lots of motion, lots of noise, but you're not actually going anywhere. And it seems like the harder you push, the more stuck you feel. So, could it be that you're caught in something we'll call the force trap? This is that mindset where you believe you can just wrestle health and energy into submission, through sheer willpower. It's a constant struggle, this constant battle against your own body. But what if there's a totally different way?
So, we're going to unpack a classic idea that offers a completely different path, one that's all about replacing force with alignment. We'll see how this century-old wisdom is incredibly relevant to our modern lives, and we'll even try a simple practice you can use today to start feeling that difference for yourself. The core idea here, coming from the work of Waldo Trine, is this concept of inner harmony. And to put it simply, it's the belief that true, lasting physical energy isn't something you fight for. It's something that just arises naturally. When your inner world, your thoughts, your emotions, is in a state of calm alignment. This frames that mind-body connection in such a powerful way. Think of your body like an outer kingdom. Well, the condition of that kingdom is a direct reflection of its ruler, and that's the inner kingdom of your mind. Basically, what's happening on the inside will eventually show up on the outside. So here's the crucial contrast. The force trap is all about friction and resistance, which just burns up energy. But the alignment method, that's all about creating inner flow and harmony. It's about working with the current, not fighting against it. One depletes you, and the other can actually build and generate your energy. And the idea goes even deeper. The argument is that our thoughts have a direct, almost physical effect on our bodies. So anxious thoughts, fear, worry, anger, they act like low-grade poisons, constantly stressing our system. On the flip side, thoughts of calm and peace, those act like powerful tonics, creating the perfect internal conditions for health to flourish. Okay, so that's the big idea. But how does this actually show up in our busy, everyday lives? Let's get practical and look at 3 common areas where we tend to get caught in this force trap. We're going to touch on your work, your relationships, and your daily habits. 3 key parts of life where a simple shift from forcing to aligning can make a huge difference in how you feel. At work, the force approach is that whole hustle culture, right? Pushing through exhaustion, running on stress. We all know that leads straight to burnout. The alignment approach, though, is about finding that state of flow, where work feels less like a battle and more like a focused, calm expression of your purpose. The exact same thing applies to our relationships. When we try to force connections or just have to win every argument, we create all this emotional friction that just drains us. But when we can approach others from a place of harmony and ease, our social connections actually become a source of vitality, not a drain on it. And this is a really powerful one for our habits. What's so cool is that modern science actually backs this up. Forcing yourself through a routine you hate is exhausting. The aligned approach is to focus on identity. So instead of forcing yourself to work out, you focus on becoming the type of person who values their well-being. The actions just flow much more naturally from that identity. So the takeaway here is really simple, but it's profound. Lasting energy isn't just about what you eat or how much you sleep. It's a natural byproduct of a life lived in alignment. You lose energy in friction and you gain it in harmony. Okay, so all this theory is great, but I want you to actually feel this. So let's do a very simple, very quick practice together. We'll call it the Calm Vitality Reset. It's just a way to get a direct experience of the shift, right here, right now. First, just wherever you are, find a moment of quiet. You can be sitting down, standing up, whatever works. Just get comfy. Now, if you feel comfortable doing so, go ahead and close your eyes. And just take a few slow, easy breaths. No need to force anything. Just let your breath happen naturally. And without trying to create any special feeling, just notice if there's a quiet space inside you. Simply acknowledge whatever sense of inner calm might be there, no matter how small or faint it seems. Finally, just for a second, consider the idea that this quiet, calm state, that's not weakness. That is your natural state.
That is the true source of your strength and vitality. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes.
And just a quick reminder, this educational overview is for informational purposes only and, of course, is not medical advice.
Okay, let's bring it all together. Let's recap the key points on this path to a fuller, more effortless way of feeling energized. So here's what to remember. First, true energy comes from inner harmony, not brute force. Second, your thoughts have a real physical effect. They can be poisons or they can be tonics. The big action here is to start consciously shifting from the force trap to the alignment method. And you can always use that little calm vitality reset to reconnect with your natural strength.
So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. If you stopped spending all that energy on internal friction and fighting yourself, what would become possible for you from a state of true inner harmony? In our next explainer, we're going to dive into another incredibly powerful idea from this work, the secret, power, and effects of love. So make sure you're subscribed and go ahead and click the playlist to continue on this journey with us. Thanks for watching.